Hey everybody, it's Steve with SKY194, and I appreciate you coming by and checking out my stream. I haven't streamed in a little while, all the holidays and all that stuff going on. But we're here now, LMU, and I already ran a couple races and did pretty good. Finished on the podium in both races at Sebring and Le Mans. So now I'm trying a different car, really risky because the Corvette is one of them bite you cars. But I really like it. So we might try. I'll try it this one time. I might go back to the BMW. BMW is about the safest in my opinion. Any of the mid-engine cars you're really, if you start pushing, it's easy to lose it. So we'll see. The race is gonna. I'm registered. It's just gonna start here in a few minutes. But a couple things. I got what helps me with my pedal from locking up is I really increased to where it reaches 100% on my brake. So I'm at like 50 bar on that. So that way, when you first initially hit the brakes, it doesn't just instantly lock the tires up. So it does help a lot. I mean, it doesn't completely eliminate it, but it really does help a lot. And I think it gives you more modulation also. And especially when, I'm racing, I mean, of course, you're really, you're adrenaline and you're hitting the brake harder than, you're hitting it pretty hard and things like that. So you really need to have it up pretty high so you don't instantly lock the tires up. I had a really good race with the BMW. I might try to record the replay as I try to record it, but there's something happened to the recording. It was a really good race, really good. And I haven't raced Sebring in forever. It's been like a long time on I think it was Project Cars or something. I haven't been at Sebring in forever, but I just went ahead and did it. And I had the learning curve was straight up. I started like dead last and moved up and finished like fourth or something. So I was really happy with that. So hopefully we'll have, keep moving on the ranking and keep trying to move up so I can able to do more things and do more stuff with it. So again, the total thing is not just where I finish, really just as equal as having a clean race and, and all the way in every way I can, having a clean race and just taking what I can get. I've had a few really good races with the Corvette, and then it bit me right at the end where I was on the podium. And that's what I say when the Corvette is really, really got to be careful because it's either on or off type of thing where it'll just bite you. So, I mean, again, I'm trying to keep, and again, these are with their setups. I mean, obviously, if I did some stuff on it, I could make it way better, way more, confidence and stability and things like that. But I mean, these are the fixed setups, so you got to work with what you got, and it just makes the car very edgy, especially after the tires are worn and you start going for a little while. It just makes it real edgy. Or they're all that way, but the Corvette I think is one of the worst. So again, all the mid-engine cars are kind of that way. We're just gonna jump into the track here in about another minute. And Le Mans is really fun. I think it's a fun track. Obviously it's very fast. So, of course, just the GT3 cars are in this. They don't have the multi-class where they have the LMP2 cars in, but the Sebring, they have both. So at Sebring, there's actually the multi-class. So you got to watch out for those cars too if you're in a GT3 car because they're flying, and of course there's a lot of wrecks. Oh, again, I mean, it's really what I try to do is I'll show you when I go into the setup the things I adjust to make the car, drivable in my opinion. And so we'll do that, and once we get in here, once it joins us into the server, got about 40 seconds, 42 seconds. But again, I like the BMW. I'm most comfortable with the BMW. I've tried all of them. I'm most comfortable with that. Again, all the mid-engine cars. Of course, all the cars are turbo cars except the Corvette. So you got to drive it a little different as far as using what gears compared to some of the turbo cars that you can use a higher gear. But I really can push the BMW pretty hard and have got some really decent laps out of it. So I'm really kind of liking the BMW, but I really like to get the Corvette to where it will at least be equal to, but it's just tough. Let's hope I don't have a crash. I mean, I've had a crash earlier. That's another thing. It's a negative with LMU right now. You still get them once. You still get the crashes once in a blue moon. More often than I did with ACC, where I know in ACC you get crashes. I haven't got any with AMS2 with Automobilista 2. That's been pretty stable. But LMU, I still get a crash once in a while. Hopefully they can find some of the bug. Still keep getting rid of that. Of course, I don't really recognize a lot of people. I'll probably be the only Corvette in here. That's just tells you how the car is not the easiest to drive. It really isn't. I mean, you got a lot of Ferraris, BMWs, and McLarens, and that explains it right there. So let's go to the setup. Let's see what we got. Ooh, you guys see that rear wing is way down, and even the Coach Dave has a little more wing in it than what they're giving me. So the Coach Dave has got more. So again, that's going to make it really tough. It makes the back end just want to come around so easy. So of course I just put a little bit less fuel in it for qualifying. And of course you can't really do anything here. Again, there's nothing you can do. What I do is I knock the braking down to like 95, and the main thing is the brake bias. Now I'll probably turn it down a little bit when the qualifying starts, but for racing I like to keep the brake bias up more, because the Corvette it'll just rotate and loop around you. I mean, instantly. So it just does not need it. And then the next thing is the steering. Turn the steering down so it has more reaction on the wheel, on the lock. So basically you don't have to turn the wheel so much. And that's pretty much it. And we're going to start qualifying here in another minute. We're in split 8 out of 20. We'll set to see how it goes. I'm a little bit nervous because I know the Corvette is not an easy car. It's just gone. Once it loses it, it's pretty much gone. That's one thing about the BMW. You can slide it and recover it, but it seems like with the Corvette, once it's gone, it's gone. There's no... It just wants to... It kind of reminds me of the Porsche. It almost really does. I mean, the Porsche... It's just... Once the back end comes out, there's just no saving it. It's just gone. And that's why you see I'm the only one in here driving it. I don't think... And then the other races I've done, I haven't seen a Corvette in there at all. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they're really... It doesn't seem like it's... I hate to say this, but it almost kind of seems like it's the slowest car at times. But maybe that's just because it's so hard to drive. Maybe that's what it is. So again, it's all... and, what getting out of that car, it makes it more difficult to get it out of it. So... We're going to start qualifying here in just a minute. I don't go out for practice because it's just a waste. So let's get going. Hopefully you all hear me okay and all that kind of stuff. Of course, he says wait at pit exit, so at least I get out here and get going. Waiting for everything to sync up. There we go. So everything's synced up now. It says syncing server real world. Please wait. Didn't say that. Okay, now we're going. Okay. All that in the right string. It usually says that in the middle up there. So of course you gotta do this long lap just to get you're only gonna get one lap in. That's it. This time you get, you know, the time runs out at during your one lap. So it's one and done. This long. So of course you want to get heat in the tires because you need it. I'll set my TC up here. Leave my TC there on that one. And we'll turn this down just a little bit. Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully you have a great 2025. Again, hope the sound and everything's okay. Corvette just has so much rotation. So you gotta, you know, really with this, like I said, the Coach Dave had more wing in it than this setup. So it makes it makes the rear end very, very low downforce setup. Thank you. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Especially me, I like pushing it in the corners really hard, so it makes it where it'll bite me doing it. I mean, I know you got to have speed with near Le Mans, so that's, you know. I wouldn't have the TC so high on the BMW, but with this, you have to. Oh shoot, I forgot neutral. But yeah, you just have to with this. You have no choice. I mean, at least I have. I mean, the car just, the rotation of this thing is so much. That's why I say, that's why I'm probably the only one hand driving it, because nobody else wants to deal with it. Of course, here the Porsche curves, I mean, you gotta be so careful not to overdrive it. Because otherwise, it just throws you right off the track. Yeah, it's getting kind of dark or something, isn't it? Kind of weird. This is it. You only got 2 minutes and something, so this is one and done. Could be more aggressive through there, but it seems like every time I do that, the dang gets me out of bounds or out of, you know, and then messes my whole lap up. Curious to see how it drafts with other cars. That's where the car seems to do really well. It's changing directions. It seems to do pretty good through there compared to maybe like the BMW or something. See where we qualify at. Again, this is the daily races. Go. Tough part here. This, to me, the hardest section, of course, the curves up here. Second so far. There's still a lot of cars, so we could be down lower, but man, he's way ahead of me. He's like 2 seconds. It's like I say though, it's really tough with the Corvette. So I wish it wasn't. I wish it was just, you know, a little bit more stable. But with these fixed setups, well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I like to be in the first 2 rows. That's why I was on the other race. I was in the first 2 rows. I think I was 3rd or 4th, and that was good because you can stay up in the you know, in the draft up in the front and just stay there. I mean, again, I'm really wanting to try to rank up, so I really don't want to take any unnecessary chances. So really wrong, probably the wrong thing to do is go with the Corvette because it's a chance. That's taking a chance right there. BMW would have been way more practical, way more, you know, easy to deal with. All right, so the race starts here in a little over a minute. And we did start off second, so that's really good. Best qualifying I've had, so. So basically now we just put some more fuel in it. Probably a little bit too much. I don't remember how many. I think it was only 5 laps the last time. I think something like that. Let's just go with that. I always like a little extra. I don't know. Always nervous about it not being enough fuel. And other than that, everything else should be the same. I'm gonna leave that where it's at. Everything else is good. Hello, Thomas. Thank you. Hopefully we can have a good race. Again, main thing is having that's what I got to put in mind, because in the past I've had a few other races at some other tracks. It was really good because I wasn't
Formation lab has
had a lot to learn with them at some of the other tracks, and I really got pretty good at them. At Fuji, I think it was Fuji. So, there we go. It likes to keep it about 36, 37. Really hard. I like ACC the way they do it better, but it's you're either catching up or slowing down. Very picky. It's hard to be right where you need to be. Put the TC back up, make sure that's where it needs to be. Also, you got to remember on this that you cannot hit any, you don't ghost. So if I go over, I'll end up banging into them, so getting damaged. So you don't want to do that. So you get so used to ACC where you ghost a lot of times in all the leagues, and you can just, no big deal.
green flag, green flag.
Mr. Moses, how you doing? Yep, I'm in the car that nobody wants to drive. I like the Coach Dave setup for this car better. I was trying it, just standard setup, nothing that I messed with. It just had a teeny bit more wing in it. It was still low, but it had, basically this thing right now is like got like nothing. Dang. He's slow through these chicanes. Man. About killing him. I braked early. I don't want no damage. I don't want no accidents, so I'm gonna have to be careful. He's braking early for the chicanes. Did I get a drive-through? I don't think so. I don't see anything on my dash. Well, mistake. We went in there too hot. I still got guys behind me, so. And this Corvette is so. It's a lively car. Let's just say that. One thing I've learned through here is not to overdrive through here because it'll just totally mess you up. Got a red thing up there, so maybe I do. What's the red? I don't know. I don't see nothing coming up. For drive through for what? What did I do? I don't know. It doesn't give you a lot of information on here to tell you what's going on. I know the lap was probably didn't count it as a normal lap. Oh shoot! Yep. Oh man, that was a bad hit. Oh. Oh. Well, that ends that. Car got destroyed. Yep. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Why does it tell you? I didn't see anything that said drive-through. It ends up making me looking all over the place looking for a drive-through and what's going on, and then it's not even messes me up for my whole race. Man, that sucks. I've lost it there. I don't know how many times in the Corvette going through there. No matter what you put on the TC, it just seems like if you don't go through there like very easy, it just loops it. I want to watch the crash. See what it. At least the crash physics are pretty good. I had the TC2 at max, one under max, and it's still. That's why I say it's just a hard car. I mean, a hard car under their fixed setups to keep control. Why didn't give me a black flag right there? I don't understand why it wasn't telling me to go into, you know, or slow down. I mean, was a slowdown penalty or a black flag? Either one. It wasn't telling me anything. No, I don't have crew chief on. I just have the spotter stuff on. I was going to try crew chief, but it's, you know, I have problems with the thing crashing as it is. I was just afraid crew chief was going to make more of a problem, but I'm going to try crew chief with it and see if it does, you know. See, it just loses it. It just flat comes around. Oh, man. Pretty good crash damage. Oh, and he backed up. That's what did it. I went around and he backed up. And then that crashed me even more because he was backing up as I was going around. I thought I was missing him. That's a bummer. I don't like seeing any of that, you know, the crashing. But the crashing physics in Automobilista 2 is better. But I mean, you really have pieces flying off there. I mean, whole front ends and fenders and all this. But it's still not. At least it's not bad here in LMU. It's still not bad. I don't like the starting. I don't like the starting thing at all. It just, I wasn't trying to be too fast. I was trying to catch up. It just comes around. It's unbelievable. The car wasn't as damaged as bad as I thought. Or at least it doesn't look it, but it might have had some suspension damage or something like that. So yeah, that doesn't show the race. You can't watch the race. Oh, let's see. You got a lot of McLarens, which they're not easy either, really. I mean, you saw him, the other guy, wreck. Yeah, I've made a lot of changes. I didn't really like it either. It was way too grainy. But I've noticed that if compared to ACC, I have to add a lot more dampening, and it really makes it a lot better. I mean, it's not perfect. I'm still working on tweaking it to where it's fine tuning it, but it made it way better than just a standard thing. So he lost it. It's so easy with these fixed setups. Look at him. he's got no wing now. So I mean, he just can't do anything. And he's gonna crash into the wall. I don't know. That's why I still say the BMW is the easiest to drive. It can still do it, but it's not near as loopy as these other cars. But you get the mid-engine cars with a good setup, some wing and some downforce, and the thing they would work all right. But these things, they got them so there's no wing in them, and I mean it just makes the cars want to come around at any little thing. Yeah, mine's not too bad. I really don't. It feels very similar, not to ACC, as since I just added the dampening. Where ACC, I don't have that in there. ACC, my dampening is really low, in my inertia and things like that. Where this, I've had to turn it up, and a multiplier, I had to turn that up a couple clicks also. So to get more of that, where you don't have, it's too much information. You have too much grainy notchiness and all that, and there's just, to me, is too much going on. I just want to feel where the tires got grip or losing grip. That's pretty much it. I mean, if you can feel that, then you know what the car is doing or not doing. But a problem is they got the ABS in there, so that's doing it. Then you got all this graininess, and I couldn't feel what I needed to feel. So that's why I just kept trying a lot of different stuff, and it seemed like as soon as I added more dampening, it really made it a lot better. I mean, I still I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's improved immensely over what it was. But again, I got an Acetec thing, but I'm sure everybody else, whether you just add more dampening to it or whatever. And I would try that. That would be the first thing I would try on any system. I would just try to add more dampening to it and see if you can get the feeling out of it. Oh, somebody ran real wide through there. What do you have, Chris? I mean, I don't remember what base you have. I don't remember if you got Moza or what. Yeah, I had to turn up my inertia, like the grip, the setting where you get more grip during the long turns and things like that. Of course, those are faster turns, but then the dampening I turned up to also because to help and everything, you know, as far as slow turns, fast turns, just to get more feedback from it. That's a bummer. I could have had a good finish here. Again, I was leading the race. But of course, if I had a black flag that had to come in, it would have disqualified me. So I mean, that's a bummer right off the get-go. I've had so many issues with this. I mean, I had that with Spa. I mean, like I told you, when I first race I did it with LMU, I was third place, and it gave me a drive-through. It said speeding in pit lane, and I never even went into pit lane. I never went into pit lane, but it said I was speeding in pit lane, and it gave me a drive-through. It gave me a black flag me and break and disqualified me. And I was like I was going in the pack for the lead, and it just totally messed me up. That's a little bugs that aggravate me. You know, so this game still is very raw. You know, to me, it's still raw. It's better though. It is better. So I hope they keep making improvements. I mean, so of course, you know, we don't have not that many cars and that many tracks, but it's still good. I love the sounds. You got a Fanatec. You got a Club Sport. The CSL. Yeah. I mean, I think the sounds, to me, in my opinion, are more accurate and more not overblown compared to AMS2. The sounds are a little bit, I don't know, dramatic and more sounds, which it's okay. I like all of them. Oh, he just lost it. I mean, again, this is what happens later in the race when all their tires are gone and their TC is. You can't run the same TC the whole race. You can't do it. You have to make adjustments, because if you don't, that's what happens. Even on the BMW. But I like the BMW because it does feel really. It feels, you know, pretty balanced. But again, if you could do stuff to the setups to make them fit you, you know, these other cars would be fine. It's just that in these fixed setups, it's tough. What do you have it at? You gotta check the game, and what do you have? What did you have? Is that compared to ACC, or what do you have it set on ACC? Does it feel grainy to you? I mean, when you're driving it, does it feel like you got this graininess in the wheel when you're just driving, even going straight and just little turns and everything? It just feels very, almost feels kind of notchy and grainy. That's what I didn't like, and I mean, and of course I also. Like I showed you in the setup, I turned the wheelbase or the steering way down. I mean, otherwise you got to turn the wheel way too much. I turned the wheel down to like 310, and it makes it to where the car will, you know, you can turn a normal turn and not be turning the thing over 180 degrees. I mean, it's ridiculous. These are GT3 cars, not street cars. But I mean, to me, all the cars actually sound as good, or even sometimes to me sound better than ACC, in my opinion. ACC still sounds good. I mean, but it's an older game. I think these sounds really are good. I mean, they really sound, if you want the sound to be what it sounds like in real life, I think these are as close as there is. As far as all the brakes, squealing, grinding, the sound of the engine, I mean, it really is close. Yeah, you have to see what your you gotta check your dampening too, or your force feedback, and what the game's set at. I think I got mine. Of course, I got a 27 Nm base, so I got mine. I think at 65 or 70 on the gain, on the force feedback strength. I think it's something like that. You might on yours, you might have to be up near 100. Maybe I try 80, then go to 100 or something like that. One more lap. Looks like McLaren's in the lead with the BMW in second. I wish they would have used the Coach Dave setup in this, because it's actually, I think, more stable than the one that they had. I didn't know what setup they used in this, so I just used with the Coach Dave. I figured maybe they'd be using that, and that's actually got a little bit more wing in it, so it's more stable than this setup. This thing is very, very loose. So what we'll do is we'll go out. I'm not going to even worry about that. So I'm going to go back out. So, because I noticed another thing, if you don't, you can see I was using the BMW before. Seems like you got to go completely back out, or it wants to enter the same car. So I'm just going to go completely back to the main screen. Go back in. Let's see if that works. Because before I tried this and wanted to switch cars, and it wouldn't let me do it. So this is at Sebring. It says BMW, so we'll see. Let's go with the BMW. And so it seems like, no, this is the one that's got the starts in 7 minutes. This is the one that's got the multi-class. It's got the LMP2s and the GT3 cars. So we got a lot of people in the LMP2s. Here's the GT3s down here. Again, I'm not. I think I'm doing. I mean, I'm doing okay, but definitely not the fastest Sebring. I don't have a lot of track time there, not in a while. But I improved a lot over my last race. Yeah, you check the in game and see what it in the in game. I've tried a couple different things, like the one at let's see. Let's see. I'll show you my control. I mean, basically, yeah, I got my force feedback at 70 and smoothing at 1. And I put the minimum torque all the way down to 0. So that's another thing you want to do. You want to put that all the way down to 0. And of course, I put the sensitivity and collision strength up at 100. Use a constant steering force feedback I got on. So that's what my settings are. I got on for force feedback effects. And for, you might not need that on invert force feedback on yours, but I mean, with mine, I did with this Ace-Tech. So again, with the CSL, I might try 75 or 80 and start there, and maybe you have to go up from that and see, and then get more feeling, get more force feedback in, and see what it feels like. But that's what I did on mine. Of course, graphics, I got it pretty much, maxed out. Everything's on ultra, high quality. It seems to be doing pretty good, so it's right near my max. My frames are usually around 120 to 140, and my max is 144. So that as long as I can keep it up around there, that's real good. Yeah, try it and see if it works. And for you, again, I mean, I just want to try to feel the tires, but I don't want too much. I mean, sometimes it's too much information. It just ends up you got all this vibration going on, and you're trying to figure out what the what if it's sliding, if it's gripping, if it's doing what, and you got especially with the ABS, and then you got the shaking going on with that, and it's I got too for me it was just too much going on. So I mean, I'm not knock. I mean, all these got really good. I mean, really, to be honest, I'm not knocking anything. I mean, ACC's got its own issues. AMS2's got its own issues. Race Room has its issues. LMU has its issues. They all have their own issues. I wish they could take the goods out of everything and put them together. But I mean, hopefully LMU. I mean, hopefully they can keep improving it and going more. It would be really nice, if they can fine tune it. And of course, they're going to add more GT3 cars, which it needs, so you have more of a variety. Because 4 cars really isn't that much. Of course, I'd like to start getting into some of the other LMP2s and stuff like that. I need to see that. Online results ready, because I know it tanked. Yeah, I dropped my SR rating, just dropped, so that hurt me. My SR rating was higher, so yeah, that didn't help me at all. I just went negative on that, so I'm gonna try some again. I really was probably a bad decision on my part with the Corvette, just because it's just so on these fixed setups. Not if we had our own setups, that's different, but with a fixed setup, it's just you're better off to go with something that's to me on the more stable side. And the BMW just seems that way. It really it does remind me of the BMW and ACC. I mean, they're both it's just a stable car overall, very pretty balanced to me. I mean, of course, I know the spec is a little different with the LM GT3 cars. I know there's a little bit less horsepower and things like that. So I know that it doesn't have the speed that the SRO cars do, but it feels very similar as far as the balance of the car. Where you get some of the other cars and they just feel very, very rotational. I mean, they're just all of them. I mean, every single one of them, the mid-engine cars feel like they just want to rotate very easy, especially when the tires are worn. The last couple laps, you really better be dialing the TC out or, dealing it way up. I mean, as far as TC2 and other things like that, or the brake bias, because you'll loop it so easy. Once the tires are worn, they just over-rotate. And then it just ruins your race. It just totally ruins it, which I've done that. I mean, probably 2 or 3 times whether it's a Ferrari or the Corvette. Mostly, only got about less than 2 minutes. Really bummed out because I was really hoping for a good race. I like Le Mans. It's a really fun. I mean, I think it's fun, but especially if you get some good pack and you're drafting. That's what it was on my other race that I had with the BMW. It was pretty good. Of course, now you can join the practice, so you can click that and join practice, but you got to keep an eye on what's going on when you do that, because it won't, so you get back in the race server, and I just, to me, you hardly make a lap. It's almost not even worth it. So, you really, if you want to practice the way I do it, I just use the standard setups and I just do it offline, as it's easier. It's just easier to do it that way. If you're trying to practice with a car or track, like I did that with Fuji and the other track. I can't remember what it was, but Bahrain. Yeah, they had a Bahrain and Fuji, which I don't know. I don't really know those tracks, so I was doing some of that offline, and then I went online and started racing once I at least knew somewhat of the tracks. And it was fun. There were some fun tracks. They were pretty good. That's fun doing some tracks that that aren't in ACC that I don't usually do. I said I used to do Sebring long time ago, like in Project Cars, I think it was, or Project Cars 2, or Assetto Corsa, or whatever. But I haven't done it since I've been with ACC. I haven't done any. Obviously it's not in there, unfortunately. So I kind of forgot how it was. So here we go. Now let's see if I have the Corvette or the BMW. The last time I did this, it kept my Corvette, and it pissed me off because I was really wanting the other car. Yep, I'm in the BMW. Okay, well, that's good. Let's hope we have a little bit better race this time. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. I don't do practice because, I mean, literally you go out and do one lap and then you're done. So let's go do... I love the way the Corvette sounds, though. So we're going to go down here and adjust the laps. And then... again, this is how I do it really for every car. I adjust this down to like 95 just so it doesn't... again, easier on the lockups, and adjust my brake bias, which is very important. Again, you can run a little bit more. You can run a little bit more aggressive to the rear for qualifying, but in the race, you really need to be easy on it. Everything else, and then of course this real range, which again, I don't like turning the car at 180 degrees to make a turn, so I turn this down to 310, and it helps with the car with the steering. I do that very much for every single car. It looks like somebody looped it right there or something. That doesn't look right. Yeah, virtual energy. Yeah, I don't... it's all kind of goofy with... fuel ratio. I mean, it's... I don't know. Five laps. Don't even get 5 laps, really. Of course, it won't let you adjust any of the TC stuff here, but you can do it on your wheel. So again, that's very important to have that set up, your wheel and your, you know, for brake bias and all those things. Yes, it does. I mean, it needs more tracks. I think the tracks they have are nice. They're good, but yeah, they definitely need more tracks. I mean, to me, it's very limited. But I really like LMU. I'm really rooting for LMU because I like, and this is just me. This is, you know, this is just my opinion. I like racing sims. I don't really want street cars, because street cars are, to me, are no fun. Not unless you're just goofing around. But to race, somebody just crashed. They crashed right there. Whoops. Hear that? See, I don't even know why he's going out. Practice is done, so qualifying's gonna start. So why even do that? I don't understand. I'll switch to qualifying. And see, I'm in a little higher split this time too, because I had such a sucky race. That really hurt me. So we need a good race here for sure. Again, it's syncing server, so we'll wait a second. But yeah, you can see he crashed going into this fence because you gotta go around this corner here. So you got to kind of wind your way out, and I guess he just went too fast going through there in that prototype. Smash! I mean, I think it's, you know, again, I don't think the graphics are as good as ACC, but they're not bad. They're still okay. I like AMS. AMS 2 is really good. Turn my TC down a little bit. I mean, the graphics in AMS 2 are, to me, really, really good. Come on, car, get some grip. See a lot of people going to BMWs. Now, let's see if I can remember what. This track is so bumpy. How about force feedback? It just beats you to death. It's skinny right through here. But yeah, the sounds don't sound like anything super great, but that's what it sounds like in the car, so. I mean, that's all you can ask for is what it sounds like in the car, so. Feel it doesn't have a lot of grip right now. Messed up that turn a lot. Let's go. I'll tell you what, force feedback will shake you to death at this track. Easy to overcook it through here. Dang it. That was messed up. Man, this thing's shaking me so bad. Just making the car bobble around. go better than this. That's the way it is. Down to 6th. I just screwed that lap up. That's the end of that. Went in there too hot.
06.81.
Yeah, I went in there too hard. It just upset the car so hard that it just started jumping around. Yeah, I mean, I've tried, you know, just messing around offline. I mean, I start messing with the setup, and I mean, I've dropped, you know, like 1 to 2 seconds. I mean, off of what I could do with the other. So, I mean, I know that I could go faster with my own, you know, my own stuff, just because I push it in the corners, so I need to, you know, more grip. I could really take advantage of it, but you know, when you're just dealing with what you got to deal with the fixed setup, it makes it tough because it just can't. You know, you got to work with those parameters. One thing the biggest thing I don't like about LMU is like the tire is not part of the deal. I mean, you just put the lowest pressure and go. So the tire pressures and things like that are like a non-factor, and that's not really accurate to me, because that's the most important thing in racing, is the tires being where the temperature and pressures that they need to be to operate. And so to me, that's the biggest thing. I hope they fix that. I hope they can do something with it to make it more of an important aspect of racing, because that's huge. I mean, that's not just a little teeny thing, that's a big one. So we'll have to see. So I'm 8th. Yes, I don't know where this is so messed up. It's 1, 2, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess I'm like 8th, so I'm near the bottom again. I didn't put in a good lap, so the way it goes. I started last time. Of course, you got a lot of the other cars in here. Again, I need to finish this race and just try to do like I did before and just have a decent finish. And that's it. I mean, that last race really hurt me. Yeah, don't get a drive-through. Yeah.
Formation lap has started.
I know there's a lot of wrecking in here too, so that makes it tough. I think for the BMW, I think it sounds okay, really. They catch up, slow down. It's like catch up, slow down. Good night, man. That'd be crazy. That's why I wish they could improve this. No, 37 is where they want you to. I'm behind the guy. Is where they want you to hold the speed. Like right there.
Green flag, green flag.
go. Oh, one went off, two went off. Where's the yellow? Oops, somebody wrecked. Oh, wreck up here. Something going on. Yeah, maybe I'll use a pit limiter. I thought I heard somebody else say that they did that. Maybe I'll try that. Oh. Ah! Dang it!
Time 2:20.07.
That hurt me. See if I can get back up to these guys. Oh, he'll blow right around me. Just getting out of his way. Get back up to these guys. Whoa! See, sometimes these guys are a little impatient in the LMP2 cars. Yeah. I've had some pretty bad ones that in the past and stuff like that. Oh, another one.
Lap 2:06.53.
faster. Better. Yeah, I mean, too, I like that for right now. I mean, it's good to do the races. I mean, they're only 20 minutes. Oh. No, 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 no. Jeez. Yeah, they do that all the time. Man, I've gotten hit so many times, somebody wrecking, and they just pull right back out. Ferrari gets up near me, get next to me or whatever, I'll just let him have it. But I don't want the rating hit. He's probably going to get weaker as time goes. If his tires start wearing, he'll probably start getting a little slower. He wrecked over there. First, second, and third are all BMWs. Doesn't surprise me. Not that they're the fastest, but they just easier to drive. I've overcooked it through there. Oh, he wrecked again. A Ferrari.
9205.28.
See, my lap times are still improving a teeny bit, but I mean, I know the car go faster, but it's lack of stability and I have to get up to those other guys, but that's okay too. If I can just hold on to this, I still got a long way to go. Track will pretty much wear you out, that's for sure. Need to keep a good steady pace. Corvette's doing good. He's behind me.
Lap 205.51.
Oh, shoot. LMP2 car's coming. She's zoomed by me. Kind of messed me up there, really. Bumps are so easy to upset the car. It's unbelievable.
Time 206.04.
Yeah, I'm rooting for any game like this because this is the, LMU is a game I really, it's a full-blown just racing sim, and that's what I want. I love that. Just like ACC. I'm definitely way better than I was when I started here at Sebring, for sure. I left the Corvette. See, I turned my TC down just a couple clicks, and you see I'm on my best lap. And so, again, it makes a huge difference. That went too deep.
Lap 204.72.
He's second up there. I gotta be careful not to push it too much. I'll end up wrecking this thing. Oh, shoot. How did I do that? Totally blew my brake marker. Must not be stopping as good. Whoa! Good night. He just came out of nowhere. Turn my TC back up. It's starting to get a little bit too lively. I didn't touch ABS. Yeah, I need to mess with that. I haven't really messed with it, to be honest. This is the one I gotta be careful of. So he did the same thing again. It's not as bad. I see what it is. One of the markers is knocked down and messed me up. That's the 400 marker is knocked over. Hey, John. I had the last lap right here. I wish I would have got third, but I'll just keep pushing.
4.41.
Come on. Really? Man. Lots more positions. I tell you, that's what you get all the time. Decent finish and it's ruined. Thank you. Pull over and he wrecks me. Yeah, that's what you get with basically like a public lobby type stuff. They use you as a blocking to where they go in there so hot, they just use you as a blocker so to slow them down so they can make the turn and be on the inside. Unfortunately. He tried to do it there, but he just couldn't do it. Probably should have been defensive and just played the inside, but you know, and he just look at that. He just drove it in there. I mean, that's just wrecking for no reason. And this guy back here gets mad at me. I mean, I'm on the inside. He's trying to get around me. I have all kinds of stuff on my thing, all these daggum hits and bangs, and yeah, lost 5 positions. Not good. Lost driver rank, went up in safety rank, so that's not, that sucks. All right, let's try, let's start again. Oh, I'm gonna stick with the BMW. Yeah, of course it records all this stuff, so I mean it records all the races, so I can go back and look at it. Yeah, people just get road rage. Yeah, that's what's nice about a league. You know, unfortunately you get that with the LFM, with any of this, you know, pretty much public lobby type stuff. No, not doing what I hope to do is hoping to keep improving my driver rating and safety rating, but really I'm not gone any. Really, I'm kind of just staying the same. That's not good. I want to get up in the higher, in the higher splits, but I like these tracks. I mean, both these tracks are not bad. I mean, I think they're kind of fun. I mean, they're both kind of different. I mean, obviously, I mean, you got totally different with between a Sebring. Oh, they got 350 people in here. I think that was more than the last few times. This is only like two something. Yeah, sometimes you report them and they don't do nothing. I've had that happen too. Where you report people and they just say no contact or no what do they call it, no penalty because it was just both going for the same spot or something. So the reason I don't like people hitting you after the race, no matter how mad you are, is with a force feedback wheel, if you're not expecting it, it can really hurt you. I mean, I've had that happen before where that thing does that and the wheel jerks so hard out of your hand it about breaks your wrist. So you got to really, I mean, I saw him he was going to do it, even though I pulled way over, so he was just being an asshole. But, I mean, I saw that, so I was prepared. But if you're not thinking about it, that can really hurt you. And uh, I think it's really stupid because, when you're sitting there, you don't want to hurt somebody. And, I mean, you're holding on to the wheel, not, the race is over and you're not expecting it, and somebody hits you, and then the wheel just, jerks a certain way or that way or whatever, and can hurt your hand or wrist or fingers or whatever. I mean, you're just not ready for it. You're done. The race is over. I just think that's the worst thing you could ever do to anybody is wreck into somebody because, with these direct drive wheels and things like that, I mean, it really can, if you're not ready for it, you can really hurt somebody. Oh yeah, even AI. I mean, that's why I think after the race, of course, everybody's slowing way down, and in the AI when you're doing the AI stuff. But I mean, if you're racing and you get hit, you're kind of expecting the hit, or you're expecting somebody to hit you. You're kind of prepared for it. But I'm saying, when you're at the end of the race, you're not expecting it because the race is over. And let's say like I did this there, I pulled way over. So I'm pulled over. I'm out of the racing line. The race is over. You're not expecting anything, and then some guy slams into you. I just think that's the worst thing you can ever do, and should be penalized very heavily for that, because that's when you can hurt somebody. But you got so many people that are just so petty about stuff, and just I take it seriously, but I mean I'm not gonna take it that serious. I mean, do that in a real race and see what happens. You never race again. This is LMU, uh, Lamar Ultimate. So this is what this is. Of course, they have the hypercars, the LMP2 cars, and then, of course, now the GT3 cars that they've had for the last few weeks. And, of course, they still have the 2023 GTE cars, too. So they still have those, which that's what's interesting. I wouldn't mind doing that. I saw where they had where you could run the GTE mix, a multi-class, but it was GTE cars and GT3. That would be kind of interesting. I thought that would be kind of neat to do something like that. That would be fun to see the difference, because they're both very similar. Well, I can't join event. What's going on? Not letting me go. Oh, it's probably because of the Lamar. They're way around the track, and everybody's still practicing or whatever. There we go. See, it's so long at Lamar because the track is so big. Yeah, GTE's got no ABS. But I mean, power wise, and of course, GTE cars should be faster over really, but I don't know if they would be or not. But I mean, of course, you got the Porsche and you have the Aston Martin and some different cars in there that are the GTE cars. So it gives you a different thing. See, everybody loves these McLarens. There's more McLarens than anything. So again, we'll go do the same thing. Go to car setup. And of course, you only need like 2 laps. That's all you're going to do. I mean, that's it. It's 1 hot lap, and that's it. But again, I go to the powertrain. I'll just leave this. I don't even know what that does. It doesn't do anything. Here, we'll turn this up. Turn this down to about 95. And again, I'll turn this down to 310. And that's all I do. Like I said, every car, pretty much the same. The TC is a little bit different for different cars. I mean, the mid-engine cars, you got to run more TC because they're easier to wreck. But of course, to be faster, you can run them lower, but it just, they'll be faster. A lot of times you'll see them qualifying. That's why you see them qualifying really good. But during the race, they're fast, but then a lot of times you'll see them wreck because they end up looping it. So that's why you see, look at all the McLarens in here. We got 14 fries. We're right in the middle of the split, which, again, I wish I was higher up. Yeah, I can try them. I mean, I've driven the GTEs. I just did one the other day. Again, the key to that is setting up your brake pedal to where it's stiffer to get 100%. You have to push it harder to reach 100%. So that's the key, because that helped me. I could probably go a little higher, but I'm trying to find a happy medium, and it does help with locking up the tires. They still lock up, but not near as bad. It's very, very minimal. And I'm talking about the GTE cars. And of course, in the setup, I can't do anything about the ABS because it's not even in here, really. It's not even in here. I don't know if I got it mapped. I thought I did. I always map ABS, but for some reason, I might not have it mapped. Oh, let's see where if it's still syncing server. No, I can't increase anything. I can't do anything. These are fixed setups, so I can't do anything. The only things I do is what I just did. There it goes. What's... Oh. Trying to see if I got... No, that's the brake bias. Maybe I don't. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't map it. I thought I would have mapped it. I don't know if I did do that. Hey, you want to run around here pretty good because you want to get these tires where they're working. See, through here you can be aggressive. The tires are cold, and I went right through there. Tires are, and then just first lap. You do that with a Corvette, you're screwed. What, that window? Yeah, oh yeah, there's ABS. Okay, yeah, I could go down and do that one. Okay. Well, let me try it and see. We'll flip it and see. Let's try that. Let's go down and see what it does. Maybe it'll help. Thank you for letting me know. At least I got that mapped. See, I feel all that. You know, Chris was saying that he didn't feel it. I can feel it go through all there. I can feel it. You know, it's not gripping because it's cold, but I can feel the grip and coming and going. See, now on the BMW, I can take these in second instead of first. I see the Corvette's the only one I think I take in first. All these other corners I take in second because it just BMW's got so much torque with the turbo motor. It's just same with the Ferrari and the McLaren, and it doesn't overpower the tires. That's the thing. I mean, it's so easy. It seems to overpower these tires. I guess that's why you can do multiple stints. You can't really do that in SRO with the Pirellis. With these Goodyears and Michelins, you know, they do double stints and stuff like that. It must be really hard. I could go first here and try that. So again, it's one and done. So let's see if we can. Really need a good race. Again, I'm not really too concerned about where, you know, I want to finish decent, but it's not the just trying to get this rating. It just seems like I cannot get this rating to come up when something bad happens. Again, easy to overdrive through here, but especially right now, the tires are not gripping like they need to. Got enough for another lap. All I need. Oh, that might be out. Nope. That was close. Yeah. Really, it'd be nice if I could stay on the first two rows like I did the last time. I was second. So down a little bit. I don't want to get too crazy with it. Oh, see? Yep. Yep, that ends that. Start from the back. Yeah, see what happens when you turn it down? That's what happens. Haven't done that. As soon as you turn it down, the thing locks up the rear and you end up spinning it around. I need to actually go up higher in the front. Too much. Again, you could do that if you had more wing or some more downforce and stuff, but when you're running these fixed setups and you got nothing. I mean, there's basically no wing. It's not, you got like no grip. So it just makes it really tough to do that. So we're gonna have to work from the bottom up. We'll be dead last. See what we can do. I don't know why it would be, but yeah, it's very easy to spin. It's very easy to spin, and once it's gone, it's gone. I mean, if it, you know, see, look at poles for 404. I mean, I know I can do that. I should have been right up there in the front. It is what it is. And again, everybody needs to adjust to their specific driving. But see, so it's got -2 in the rear wing. So again, I mean, that's just not much to have there. It just, yeah, I mean, any little bit too much brake bias and it just completely locks the thing right up. Which I'm going to adjust this even more up. All right, let's try that. Because especially when it starts getting loose, when when your tires are wearing, it'll do it so fast that, I mean, just bam, just like that. I mean, it just happens so quick. I mean, so it's just, you're better off to not do that. And just, again, to me, it seems like it kills you if you get aggressive. If you start getting aggressive with the driving, get aggressive with the setup, start cranking out all the TC, cranking up the brake bias. You end up just wrecking. You can't, at least I do. Every time I try to get aggressive with it, I end up doing something just like I did there or with the Corvette earlier. You end up just wrecking. So easy. We can still have a decent finish. I mean, I got the pace where I should have if we can get through without having a bunch of contact and a bunch of cracks. I mean, gonna have to be careful with doing it. Got the fuel in there. Should be good. I'm not dead last, so a few guys behind me. And again, the McLarens and stuff, they're really fast. And the Ferrari, they're fast. But again, I think that can be, if they...
Formation lap has started.
If you're not if you're too aggressive with it, you end up burning the tires off to where you end up just wrecking the car. Catch up, slow down. Catch up, slow down. Yeah, I want you to keep it around 37, I think, is the key. Yeah, no drive-through. Oh, let's get a good finish. I really like the hypercars in LMU. I think they're really fun, but they will wear your butt out. Man, they are very physically demanding.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh, shoot. That was a pucker moment. There's other BMW right on my butt. Some of these curbs on the outside are pretty rough, so it's not worth it to go so wide sometimes. Again, watch the overdrive in. These guys are getting loose. Oh, great.
18.26.
Oh, boy. Dadgummit! Again, it seems like it's always a McLaren. What is with the McLaren drivers? These guys are always so aggressive. I mean, look at them. I mean, every time I turn around, there's some McLaren driver that is. No patience. Yeah, right. I didn't think of that, but yeah, maybe that might be the thing. You're right. Maybe there's something that's in that theory. These guys have definitely pulled me up. Gave them a bump, but you know that's what's nice about this. You give them a little bump, they don't go flying. It seems like the contact is not overdone. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Now, see if we can go after this McLaren. Oh, he's loose. Yep, P6. Still about halfway. There's some cars up ahead. I don't know if we can catch him or not. That's why I really don't want to fight if he's got a good pace. I think we're catching. That's probably third, fourth, and fifth, or something like that. Or third and fourth, I mean. Not fifth. Fifth's right in front of me. Ah, shoot. No, I went too wide. Ah. Dang it. Just went in it too deep. Yellow flag. Yellow's up here. Yeah, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. My channel's really not doing too good, to be honest. So, but you know, it is what it is. I really appreciate it if you did like and subscribe. I've lost a lot of subscribers in the last month or two. Touch with him. Oh, come on. How is that out of bounds? Ah. I mean, this out of bounds is so freaking picky. I didn't think I was out of bounds at all. Yeah, I mean, free setups all the time. If you're on my Discord, I mean, I give, you know, if somebody asks a question, I try to help, and all that's free. Well, it's not free to me because that costs me money. Discord is not free, but I mean, it's free to everybody that's on my Discord. I'm sure there'll be setups for LMU. You know, just right now everything is, you know, of course, more cars are going to be coming here in another, what, another few months. Starting to get a little looser. I need to get on him to put pressure on him. Yeah, I'm on a 404 lap right now if I could keep this going. Could be 2 laps to go. Really need to get up to this guy. So I should have done that the last time. I'm making up ground through there, though. I think I need to use first through there. Oh, yellow flag again. I think it's the same guy. Understeering through here. Front tires are probably taking a beating. That guy's, he's going after them guys. I can see it. I can tell. He's getting close. Shoot, wrong gear. Damn it. Oh, it's only last lap to go? Oh, shoot. That sucks. Hope it ain't another one. Deep in there, trying so hard to get up to these guys. Just in case something happens, I can grab it. But I got a feeling not this corner, but the next corner, and something might happen there. Somebody's gonna die. Somebody's got a late break. Jeez, I'm getting hit hard with track limits. I think he's mad. I didn't. He cut across me and hit me. I don't. Nothing I could do. I wasn't trying to dive in on him. Let's see the replay. Yeah, a lot of my videos have Discord links in the description. I'll put another one in this video, in this stream also. But a lot of my streams, yeah, you can check as any of my streams. They all have Discord links in the description. Like I said, everything's free. I mean, everything's free. I don't charge anything. Let's see it. I want to see this. This the end here. Oh, it's too far. Okay, so he's I'm going this way, and then he goes that way. So now I go back the other way. Now he's trying to go back the other way. You know, and so he just came across me and tried to hit the same spot instead of leaving me room. I mean, I wasn't trying to go on the inside of him because I got a bad angle anyway. So but he just come across. I mean, he come right across instead of, he didn't leave me any room at all. Oh. I mean, I don't know. I think. Where is he? Yeah, that was him then up there, because then he came up and parked next to me. I think he was going to bang into me. Yeah, I thought he was going to bang into me, but he just... Probably unhappy with me. But I wasn't trying to dive in there because I wasn't even, but you know, all he had to do was not hit me and he would have had it. Yeah. Actually, fifth, top half. Well, that moved me back up, driver rank back up a little bit since I lost. Oh man, did I lose my safety? Oh my gosh. Look at all that. Good night. 0 clean laps. Contact. Jeez. That hurt. I really wasn't trying to be hitting anybody. But some of it was just, you know, had nothing to do with me. Well, that's not good. I'm not going in the way I want to go. Yeah, and it was all because of that one corner. And I don't understand why it's that way, but let's come back to this. I was going to show you, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I'll see how I feel like. I was going to show you the GTE cars. So we'll just do a race weekend, and you got to go to the 23 season because the 24 season is the GT3. So let's go back to, we're at Le Mans, so I guess we can do Le Mans. Let's pick a car. So you got the Aston Martin. Of course, you got the Corvette again, which is the GTE Corvette. the Ferrari, which is the 488, and of course the Porsche. So you have all these cars that you can choose from that are pretty much different than there we go. Different than the GT3 cars. I mean, of course, it says the Ferrari, but Aston Martin's not in there, and neither is the Porsche and stuff like that. So, there's some different liveries. So let's pick something different to see what it sounds like, what it does. And we'll pick this. And this is kind of like practice. Of course, there'll be some other AI cars out there, but this is what I do, like if I'm trying to practice a track. Of course, you don't have to worry about ABS because ABS isn't in it. They don't have ABS. So I'll just go with the standard setup and kind of do the same thing that I do with these other cars. With the car, So let's go to the setup. And of course, you see you got two wing. Let's see. If you go to... I only got a one wing with the Coach Dave. And this one you got a two wing. So let's go... let's just go with that one. And of course now you can change anything you want to, but I'm not gonna really worry about just doing this. Again, it's at 90%, 95. Take some of this out because it's gonna want to lock up easy. And we'll put this down. Okay, let's try it. Let's just see what it does. And the Aston Martin. Yeah, Coach Dave's are free in the game. Yep. Guess I need to practice here because I'm always out of bounds, so I'm gonna have to start running that light. Can't cut it so much. It really killed me. I think the sounds are really good. I think they sound very close to the real thing. They're not overblown like AMS2. AMS2 sounds really good too, but it is a little, I think, a little bit overblown what they really do sound like, but it still sounds good. Lock up. I went too late that time. They're right front. Aston Martin sounds pretty good. Yeah, so I saw that too, and I agree with them. I think if you really, if you really listen to it, they sound very, very similar. Very similar. Where, you know, like I said, ACC sounds really good too. I think they used to have the absolute best sound, but I think other places now are sounding just as good, and if not better in some ways. But ACC still sounds really good. But I just think these are more like a natural sound and not, like, again, not overblown. I think it sounds, this Aston Martin still sounds good. Again, I haven't done anything to the setup than I normally do with, you know. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that hurt. Ouch. Yeah, you can't go in there that deep. Can't go in there that deep. Let's add one more click of wing to it. Let's just see what it does. Again, the back end locked up. So again, it makes it really tough when the back end locks up, because when that locks up, you're gone. It just, you're going for a ride. Somebody's coming. Porsche, Rexy. We can do better this time. Get a lap anyway. It is faster because I was only doing 170, 171 or something like that. Look at that, I'm at 175 right now, 176. I mean, this thing's flying. It's 180 miles an hour. That's why it's one of the, you can't go in so deep into these things. So it's so much faster. Yeah, you gotta be. That's why you definitely don't want to flat spot the tires, or not too bad. You gotta really, really careful not to do that. And so, like these GTE cars, you got to brake a little bit sooner, especially in the beginning. Until it, you know, I did notice that the tires, you know, if you do a lap or a couple laps, you can start going a little bit more aggressive. The tires, or, you know, they start warming up. You gotta be a little bit smoother. You can't be as, you know, just rely on ABS and just slam on it and all that. And then, you know, let's see if we can go through here a little bit easier this time. Oh, sit, little lock up. Lock in the front, but I mean, it locks the front, you know, you flat spots them, but I mean, if it locks the rear, you're going to go for a ride. See if we can get any kind of time. I was kind of curious what kind of time you can get compared to. Whoa. Yeah, this thing is definitely faster down the straightaway by a good amount. Yeah, you got to work on the braking more, obviously, with this. But it's again, I probably would help it if I set my bar a little teeny bit higher on my brake pedal. It would probably help. But I mean, I can do that. You know, this you just gotta, you know, kind of watch your braking. Sounds good. I mean, it sounds a little different than ACC, but I still think it sounds really good. These cars always act like they sound like they're, you know, like they're short shifting it, and they sound like that in real life. They just don't sound like they, you know, they don't wind them up that much. A little bit too much lockup. A little wide. Yeah, that's definitely faster. 2 or 3 seconds faster than I am in a GT3 car. But you got to be so careful with the lockups. That's what really hurts it. Makes it really really tough to get the times out of it. Oh wait, see, and I don't see where that is out of bounds. I thought it was. Man, it's such a tight corridor through there. It's like a very narrow window where you can go through. I blew that one. Yeah, it's still easy to lock the fronts. And this if I put it back, let's put it back just a little bit. Now the rears will want to lock up. Of course, I could run more wing, but you'd have to, you know, again, that's doing a setup. You'd have to see what's worth it. You know, I mean, is it worth it doing it? How much speed? You know, if you had more wing, it wouldn't do it. Boink. I'd be curious to run more, how much wing you could run. And again, it's, you know, if you're in a really long race, it might be beneficial to run a long wing if you have more wing. I mean, if it's raining, if you have different weather. That's what's great about endurance racing. You got to set the car up to handle many conditions. That's what I like about endurance racing. Because if it's a sprint, you really don't have to worry about it. I mean, you just go as fast as you can, and that's it. How old is my PC? Oh, it's getting up there. It's probably 3 years old. 3 or 4. Really need to get a new one, but I'm just kind of waiting to see the new stuff coming out. Just biding my time. That did better that time. I'm not. You know, I got Alienware right now, but I don't think it'll probably not no more. So, not that they're bad, but they don't even. You can't even get an AMD processor through them anymore. All they have is Intel, and I don't want an Intel. So this one, the one I got, is an 5800 X3D. So, but this was the last PC that they had that you could get a Ryzen and AMD chip PC, you know, CPU on it. So, I don't think I'll go with Alienware again if they don't look like they're going to have one either. So. I have to go with some other manufacturer, and I know a lot of people say build it your own, which is really cool, but I just don't have time. I don't have the time, probably the patience either, but I definitely don't have time. There's so much stuff that I need to get done that I'm behind on, and I just don't have time to spend messing with trying to put a computer together and diagnosing it. I just want to buy it, and it's bad enough. Even when you get a new computer that's built, you got to go back and you got to put all this stuff, and I got to transfer everything. That's bad enough. But see, it doesn't. Once you start getting used to it, I think it's not as bad locking up, and the tires get up to temperature. I like this Aston Martin. It's too bad they're not going to have one. I don't think they're gonna have the Aston Martin for the GT3 cars. I don't know if they're even doing that. That's better. Really should be in the 3s. Like that, like the AIs in 354. I should at least high 350, you know, like 359 or 8 or something like that. And take a lot of practice. And like I said, I need to maybe work on the setup to get it the way I like it, where I can push it more. It understeers a good amount through there. That hurts. It's a 3090 Ti. And I got everything, you know, maxed. But I definitely, you know, if they got, you know, the new 50 series coming out, so I'm thinking about getting, you know, like a 5090. You know, mainly for the future, just because things, you know, things always, games come out that need more. Just like the processor, the 9800X3D is definitely the processor to go with for gaming, so I definitely want that. But right now, I'm just kind of hanging tight because just kind of trying to save my pennies and also see what comes out. I think, you know, I think it's a good-looking game. I kind of like the looks of AMS2 better, to be honest. It really looks good. At time, you know, I was doing a fun race, just playing around, racing at Daytona with the GT3 cars. That was actually pretty fun. That went too deep. That was too deep. But again, I think, you know, the looks aren't ACC. I think ACC still has it on the graphics. But AMS2 is, to me, AMS2 is really close. I mean, they look pretty good. But this isn't bad. This still is not bad. This is still, you know, they've improved upon it, and the graphics aren't that bad. You can tell it's a little aged, but the sound makes up for some of that, because I think the sound is probably the best in the business. You know, a lot of it depends on what resolution. If you're running, yeah, I run everything at 4K, and I'm still pushing, like right now, it's at 120 to 130 frames right now. And it's usually that way too in the race. You know, it's usually, sometimes it's 140. It seems like ACC, I'm usually a little higher. They got it optimized really good. So again, I think LMU needs more optimization. But again, I know it's early access. It's not even a full release yet. So I hope they're able to spend more time on making it better. Of course, I don't know what the difference is, but these are Michelin tires, and of course the GT3 cars are on Goodyears. So these might be a harder tire. I don't know. I mean, you could probably double or triple stint these Michelins. And so they are a pretty hard tire. Because, I mean, again, not compared to SRO with the Pirellis, they never, I mean, those things are basically run to an hour, and that's it. I don't ever see them double stint those tires. Yeah, 1080. You could get a cheaper processor and a cheaper video card. I mean, you can get, you know, of course, if you can get a 30 series, or you might find one used, you can get like a 3080 or something, or just a regular 3090. You can probably get one for a good price. I mean, this one's the 3090 Ti, which, you know, they didn't make a lot of those, but I was able to grab one when they offered them. Yeah, you see how I went way wide. But it's still, I think this game, I like LMU, and like I said, I am rooting for it really hard, because I want a sim like ACC that concentrates on a series, or concentrates on a certain type of cars, not something that is just, you know, got all the old vintage cars and this cars and that car. I don't know how you can, I mean, you can be so exact that way, and I like something that's more focused. That's why I always fell in love with ACC, and I'm rooting for LMU, because it's the same kind of thing, and I hope that they can pull it off and keep improving upon everything, and the more realistic it is, then the better. I mean, I'm all for it. Okay, we got 20 minutes. Maybe do one more race at Le Mans. So we got 20 minutes. And again, I mean, you could do. I like the Corvette, but I mean, it kind of hurts you there. So, unfortunately, it just doesn't work that good. Without doing a setup that you could do. I mean, if you could do a setup that try the same thing. And then these things are these hypercars are fun. I mean, these things are fast. They lock up easy too, really. They're as bad as the GTE cars. They lock up really easy. But yeah, mine's a TV. I have the newer OLED. It's this. I just bought it a few months ago. It's the same as the one I had before, same size, 65-inch OLED LG, but this one's the 144 hertz. So that's what I was waiting for, so it would come out and I could get more frames. And also it's got other updates, you know, a little bit brighter, a little bit this and that. So I mean, again, it's just updated in every way. So I really think 144 hertz is a good sweet spot. So that's what I'm really gearing up to have my PC have things maxed out and be able to run 144 pretty much in any scenario type of thing. At least that's the idea. Okay, so here we got. Now, if you see, Coach Dave has 1.5. So see the rear wing, but see when we ran it, it only had 0.5. So it's less wing. But if we went up, let's say we go up that much. See, you got only wet and hard. Leave that there, that there. Again, I'm just doing something real simple. Up a couple clicks. I really like the Corvette, to be honest. It reminds me of the Porsche in a way. Just naturally aspirated. Now see, we didn't do anything else. We just did the wing pretty much. I didn't really probably need to do some other little things, but yeah, that's a line you got to go through there, just like that. I mean, there's no other way around it. I mean, you can't cut it sooner. If you go later out wide, then you're going to be messed up. Now, it hit 170 before. Let's see what it hits this time. 1 mile an hour less. I'm gonna leave the TC more aggressive, so you can run more, you know, less TC. I can't wait till they have where you can race and do your own setups and stuff. I mean, you can't even. All these fixed stuff is okay, but I mean, man. I like getting the car to where it works the way you want it to. Yeah, well, I'll have to add some LMU channels on there. And like I said, I haven't really, you know, I haven't adjusted. All I did is add more wing, pretty much. That's all I did. I didn't add any, you know, mess with the alignment, which alignment on LMU I think is a lot more accurate than ACC. You don't run that much negative camber in real life. And it doesn't make that big a difference either, other than wear your tires. So, and then on top of that, you know, I didn't really mess with any sway bars or ride heights or anything. I didn't do anything. All I did is add some wing to it. That's pretty much all I did. And so, I mean, there's obviously a lot more you can do, especially to a car that's already naturally rotates. I mean, this thing rotates so easy. It doesn't need help to rotate. It needs help not to rotate to make it faster. Let's see if we can get a clean lap, and let's see what I can do, and see if it, just by doing that, let's see what it does. I mean, it feels better for sure, and I don't even have as much TC in it. You have more grip available. So it's more exact, you know, it's more precise because you have the grip. So when you do something, when you input an input in the car, it does it. I bred a little bit too early. Nobody behind me. Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it is. R Factor 2, I mean, this is basically what this is R Factor 2 pretty much. Modified R Factor 2. I mean, it's the same engine that does R Factor 2, so. Or LMU. So. Or Automobilista 2 is like Project Cars. Oh, I messed that up. You know, or Automobilista 2 is the same as what Project Cars, you know, 1 and 2. They use the same physical engine as that, so. See, to me, just that one little thing, and this car feels so much better. I can race it, I cannot, a little mistake, you don't wreck. It's just not even close. Again, I increased the dampening a lot. I talked about that earlier compared to ACC, and it makes this feel so much better, not so grainy. At 406, but I screwed up that one section. I mean, this feels more like you can race the car. Better get back because this race is probably going to be starting soon. I really, you know, want to work on the Corvette to see if I can get it to make, you know, because I just like that I like that car. You know, I've always liked Corvettes. At 8 minutes, we'll go ahead and just go register. Not as many people now. Grab the BMWs, grab a different car. Like this one. Go with that one. I think, you know, again, it's very subjective. I think which ACC in certain ways does sound better, because those cars probably do sound better, be honest, because they sound more like a race car, where these LM GT3 cars are a little bit more neutered. And they sound like they're just like going, bah, bah, bah. I mean, they sound like they're not really doing anything. I mean, but that's in real life. That's what they sound like. So, and that's all I can ask for. I always ask for, if whatever it sounds like in real life, that's what I want it to sound like. Now, if you ever listen to AMS2, the sounds in that are really good. They have some really good sounds in that, but to me, they're more exaggerated than in real life. That's my opinion. So they're more exaggerated than what LMU is and things like that. But it still sounds really good. It's really, I mean, the Lamborghini, you know, GT3 car, the Porsche. The Porsche sounds to me more like a real Porsche. So it really does sound good. If you haven't tried AMS2, it is, again, we are really got these sims now have really upped their game with the new update on AMS2 to where really you know, if you get it's dialing in the force feedback, it feels pretty good, and it really races good. It was fun. I did a race against the AI at Daytona, and it was fun. I mean, it was good. And the thing is, they do mess up. That's one thing I like. I mean, they do screw up sometimes, and you know, they wreck and do things because they just mess up. So I actually thought it was really good. I kind of like the sounds of LMU better, just because it's more, to me, what a realistic car sounds like. but ACC does sound like, really good too. But those cars are a little bit more uncorked, so to speak. So, they're probably do sound better as far as the SOR cars are concerned. But it's kind of like two different cars in a way. Even though they're the same, they're tuned different. Yeah, and it's also you get a lot of that. I've been in a real GT2 car a long time ago. It's an older one. I mean, when I had that ride in the the M3, and you wouldn't believe how much noise is in that thing. But it's because obviously there's no insulation. It's all metal floor, and you hear every rock, it's all you hear in the car is all the junk hitting the car. Rubber, rocks, debris, whatever. So they're pretty noisy inside, even with the helmet on. So yeah, I think that you're right. I mean, ACC has that sound really good. So there's really good aspects of ACC that sound really, really good. And there's really good things with LMU. I mean, I wish ACC had just a few little things. There's so much potential with ACC to even make it better, but they just don't. They just have pretty much done with it. So, I mean, I think that they could have it to where you feel the vibration in the wheel from the engine. I think that would make it more immersive. I think that if they had a way to turn up just the transmission, just the whining of the transmission, the gears in the transmission, which you hear a lot of that, you hear as much or more of that than you do the engine. I think if you could turn that specific sound up, it would make it more realistic. And things like, and just and maybe the squealing of the brakes is, I mean, if when you're, especially for slower corners, maybe not a fast corner, but a slow corner, man, these GT3 cars, they squeal, the brakes squeal on them. Like, it sounds like they're metal on metal. It's because the brake pads got so much metal in them, to make them endure the high heat. They squeal a lot, completely different than a street pad. Yeah, I like all of them. I enjoy. They're all a little different. They all have their pros and cons. Obviously, I mean, maybe everybody wouldn't mind hearing some of that. I could go through each one and get pros and cons, make videos on that. Because really, there's a lot of good things in every one of them. And I mean, I try to support as much as I can with all the racing sims. But I mean, I really, really want LMU to do good just because it's more specifically focused. And I'm sure I'm going to get the Set of Corsa Evo, but again, I'm not sure how it's going to be. I know they're got just the tracks coming out, but I'm not into street cars. I'm not into running the street cars around a track and stuff like that, and all the modding and all that other stuff. I don't really get into that. I just want to have the cars as realistic as they can be in looks and handling and feeling and sound and everything else, and the tracks, and that's it. I don't really, I mean, I want it to be customized as far as liveries, and that's another thing I don't like. LMU, I hope they add something. There's just nothing. I mean, all you have is the standard liveries. You can't even just have plain Jane car. You can't do anything. So, I mean, I'm hoping that, that's coming sometime this next year. That would be nice. So again, there's a lot of things that need to be improved. Again, as far as stability, it's okay, but I do still have crashes once in a while with LMU, but it is way better than it was. So again, they're making improvements. Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, that's okay. I mean, and I'm not knocking that, so don't take it the wrong way. It's just not my type of cup of tea. Just driving around, around the Nordschleifer, just driving around. I mean, yeah, I might do that once or something, but it's just not something that I'm more of a track rat. I mean, I'm trying to always work on the cars to get them to feel the way I want them to feel and perform, and I get my adrenaline rush out of getting the car to handle better and drop lap time. That's where I get my adrenaline rush, and be able to race the car better. But I mean, I'm not knocking it. It's, that's not for everybody. So it's okay. But if that's one thing I like about the cars, the sims that are focused on a series like LMU or ACC. And like I said, I've talked about this before in other videos. How ACC really, there's so much more potential there. It's not like, everybody says, well, it's so old. It's really, to me, it's not that old. Look at iRacing. I mean, look at Automobilista 2. Automobilista 2 still based off of Project Cars too. That's older than ACC. I mean, this here LMU is based off R Factor. It's the same physics. They're tuning it and they're tweaking it and doing things. There's so much more they could do with ACC. It's really it's in its maturity now where things are working so well and it's efficient. They could do so much more, but they just don't. So I mean, it's in that way it kind of frustrating and disappointing, but that's the way Kunos is. No, I don't have motion. It's just too much to me. I don't think it doesn't help me go fast. So it doesn't, I don't really see anybody that has motion. I might be wouldn't mind it on a flight sim, which I have a flight sim that I need to put together. It's still not even together yet. I bought a flight sim rig for doing that, but I haven't even got it together. I bought the Boeing flight sim rig, but I'll have to do that sometime. But yeah, I mean, that would be cool with that because it gives you the, you're moving around with the flight sim, but cars, it's just too much going on. It gave me the Corvette. It did it again. It gave me the Corvette and I picked you all saw me, I picked the BMW and it gave me the Corvette. Why did it do that? See, it's done this before, and so I'll just have to deal with it. I wish, but see, that's the difference. It just got no wing in the back at all, none, Zippo. Oh, I like the Corvette. I really want to get some good setups for it because I really like it and I like the naturally aspirated and all that. Of course, I've owned a lot of Corvettes. But with this setup, it's really tough. It's so loose in the back end with no downforce back there. Well, let's do what we can do. But see, that's what I'd like to do is you have this setup. I'd like to work on a setup and get something that's faster than what this is, which I've done this at other tracks, just screwing around. And I've dropped like at Portimao. At Portimao, I used the standard setup, and then I started working on it, and I dropped like 2 seconds or something. It was some crazy amount of time. Because you just got more grip. The car can, you can be more aggressive. It's got more grip. This, here, when of course, it's all in the speed and the straightaway, but you got to try to find a happy balance. Yeah, I love ACC too. I always will. I got, well, it's kind of it's a happy sad thing. I'm gonna hit 7,000 hours here really soon. I don't have 7,000 hours yet, but I'm about 20 hours away or something like that. So I'll be 7,000 hours soon on ACC. I don't know if I'll ever get 8, but because that's definitely slowed way down because they don't update nothing anymore. It's kind of, and I love ACC. I really do. It is still a great, and it's so refined. You get spoiled, because it's so refined and things just work right. And I love the UI. I love everything about it. I don't see the big deal with this. I mean, as far as everybody says the force feedback is like, so it's good. I'm not saying that, but I don't see where it's like, you know, night and day better than ACC. I just don't. I just don't see it. It's all what you got tuned into the wheel. It's what wheel you have. It's what base, base. I mean, there's so many things that are contributing factors. Yeah, that's where I really get my enjoyment, is just doing the, you know, trying to get things to work better, trying to get the you know, the wheel to go around better, so to speak. Not just that, but, you know, make it to where it's more fun, more drivable, instead of wrecking all the time, or, you know, you can't drive the way you want to because the thing is, you know, undrivable. I mean, he's set up like the standard setup here. It's okay. I mean, it's all right. I mean, but, you know, you got to run TC at max. I mean, that's just, to me, that's kind of crazy. Oh, let's see where we got. I'll leave that at 8. I'll turn the TC down for the number 1 TC. I'll turn it down a little bit. Try to see if we can get a good lap. I like that. Qualified like crap last time. On my hot lap, I just totally barfed it up. Shifts so good. And it makes me mad that ACC hasn't put the Corvette in there, because it raced last year and they didn't put it in there. And you look at the Evo 2, the Evo Aston Martin, it won Spa and everything else. It ran the whole series over an SRO over in Europe, and it's not in there either. I don't know what, I mean, like, wow. You know, a main car, and they don't even add it in. Because everything is on, you know, they're putting all the resources in Evo. I got a delay on my stream? Well, I do have a delay, yeah. I mean, it's a few seconds. I don't remember what. I think it's like 3 seconds or something. I mean, it's like any delay on a stream. It's a few seconds. Well, I mean, I know basically what they do, but some sims, of course, it works better. You know, certain things work better than others. To me, like with the wing, it doesn't really make the car that much faster. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that run max wing or something, but I'm just saying is you can find a medium to where, you know, you might gain in other places and try to find a happy medium instead of just running the thing down no wing at all. I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster. I mean, that's fine for qualifying, but what do you do when you're in a race and the tires are wearing and all this other stuff? Man, this thing is getting really loose. I'm going to turn the TC back up. I got to get a lap in. Again, it changes direction so good, and that's another thing that reminds me of the Porsche. minute delay? Really? How do you know it's a minute? It shouldn't be a minute delay. No way. I'm looking to see where maybe something skipped back or something. Yeah, it's probably maybe more than like 5 seconds or something. It looks like. Because I'm watching the feed too, so. I need at least a decent lap, so I'm not starting in the back. Looks like we got 18 people in here. Yeah, I mean, this would be cool once they get the driver switch. You know, you can switch drivers like ACC and stuff like that, and you can do endurance races, and this would be awesome. You know, and it's more, you know, a little bit more stable. Oh man! Darn it! Yep, start from the back again. Good night. Man, that's frustrating. Yeah, probably I don't have the brake bias up high enough. I think I had it set, for that reason, I think I set it up even higher. Oh, it was close. I think I had it at... Just ridiculous. I mean, the amount of... If any little to the rear brake bias and the car just snaps. Because there's nothing... You got nothing to keep the car down. You got no downforce to keep the dang car down. Yeah, well, give us an idea. It's a good thing that we can see we can pass the people, so. Let's try that. Yeah, I'll be starting in the back. Oh, somebody else has got a Corvette. Yeah, I don't know what that does. What does that do? %? I mean, what does that... I don't understand what that does. I'll just leave it where it's at. I don't want to mess... I don't want to mess up my race. Uh-oh. I don't know what that does, so I'd have to test it to see if it does anything. I got enough problems just trying to get a lap in with this car. Which I can get a good lap in. I've run some decent times with it, but you know, to be able to do it over and over and over and over and over, it's just so hard with this car, with this setup. It's just, man. You cannot get on the gas early at all. If you get on the gas early, you're gonna just... Luke Ratcliffe. That sounds familiar. I might have raced with him another time. That sounds familiar. Yeah, down at the bottom. Makes me aggravated because I know I can get this Corvette to be such a nice, better car. Looks like I'm about dead last. Right near the back. There'll be massive crashes, cars going everywhere. Beef. Really nothing I can do to make it any. Yeah, I like the Coach Dave setup. At least it's better than this. This thing's garbage. The Coach Dave, gives us a teeny bit more wing, and it's really the same speed, and at least it's a little bit gives you a little bit more wiggle room. But this thing, good night. This thing is with basically no wing. Yeah, we're just going to try to get through the race. So, try to keep my spurs in. I'll try to. Next time,
lap has started.
maybe later in the week, I do another stream again. I'll see what tracks I got going on later on. But I'll probably try to implement Crew Chief in here and see how that works. Because I really think Crew Chief would be better to let me know what's going on up ahead compared to what the standard one is. I got my speed limiter on. Oh, see, it won't go over 37, so that's perfect. Turn my TC up. Almost near max. The TC2 is almost near max. I mean, I don't know what else to do with it.
Green flag, green flag.
Let the carnage begin. Jeez, why is the guy doing that? He starts coming over on me. Why isn't everybody trying to block? What is the deal? again. That's just stupid. Yeah, I moved up a few places. Yeah, don't cut. Don't cut. That's what I want to... As hard as I try, I can't get out of these lower SA things. It's... You gotta try to have good laps. Wasn't sure which way he was going to go. Dang it. Dang it! Try to get this thing. I'm trying to slow it down so it'll not wreck. Boy, look at this crowd. Yes, definitely want to slipstream as much as we can. Pull away from the guys behind. Uh-oh. Not good. I knew something was going to happen. And see, that's another thing. Is when you got no wing, you can't do anything to avoid anything. You just any input you put into it, and the car's gone. All that blown. Really? Wow. I guess the back tires are totally gone or something. I don't know. I'm not even... The brake bias is not even... It's just... an absolute joke. I mean, you can definitely, I said, go just as fast and have the car way more stable. It's just, this is like, it's like driving on a razor blade's edge. See if we can catch this guy in front of us. If I can keep the car on the track. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, and I got the brake bias turned way up, and I mean, so the back end doesn't lock up, and it's just like they spin like there's literally no grip. Yellow. over there. What the hell? I mean, jeez. Good night. People are swerving all over the place. I mean, dang gum. Oh, I don't know. I mean, that I don't know, because I've never driven a GT3 car. I mean, to me, the one thing that's off in the physics, like I talked about earlier, was the tire. There's nothing more important than the tire. There's nothing. And, you know, as far as pressure, I mean, the pressure and the heat and all these things, and the one thing that they need to be fixed overall is, like, you never even touch tire pressure. It's irrelevant. Tire pressure is just irrelevant. It's always the lowest you can put it at, and that's it. And I mean, it shouldn't be that way. Tire pressure should be a window like ACC, where you got to have it in that window, because that's what it gets the tire to work. It's meant for that. And so that's a major flaw to me with LMU right there. And I mean, I hope they fix it. But that's a big glaring thing. You know, people talk about how the physics are the best and all that, and well, it's debatable. I don't see how physics can be the best when the most important thing, the tire, is not even relative. The pressures and all that are not even relative. So to me, that's a major flaw that they need to fix. Because I mean, like ACC, you got to make sure your brake ducts are open so much to keep the tires and brakes, and all those should be. That's real to me. This, where it's not even. They don't even have nothing. You don't have to do anything. So I don't understand. Now we'll get back up to 12th. That's better than nothing. We can just finish there. Yeah, I mean, but you see the times. I mean, you can have the pressure way off, and you see the times drop. You know, the times that you're not going to get. You know, you can be way off on your pressure, and you're going to have great performance. You're going to see the times drop. I mean, I'm not saying it has to be exact, but I mean, right now it's not even relative. It doesn't even matter, and that's wrong. It should pressures and temperature and the tires should matter huge. That's one of the biggest things. And if that's off, then what else is off on their, as far as their physics are concerned? Last lap? I don't know. that's slow. 407. I mean, that's not good. So I just don't know if it's. I should be running a lot faster than that. And look at that. The car is so loose. Yeah, I mean, again, that's what I'm saying. I hope they fix that. I hope they improve that because it is early access. So, you know, they've already made some improvements on a lot of things. So I'm just hoping that keeps going that way. And that would be really good. But trust me when I say I am rooting for LMU in a big way because I think it could be, you know, really, really good. My kind of game, my kind of sim. So I'm, you know, back a few months ago, I bought the whole, you know, the whole pack when they updated it. I bought the whole thing. I didn't mess around. I mean, that's how much I invested in it because I wanted them to do good. You know, I bought all the all the DLCs for it right when they, you know, instantly. Like I said, I'm rooting for it. I want it to succeed. I want it to keep improving because I think it'd be awesome to have, you know, you get switch drivers like ACC, and I know they're going to implement that, so I know it's coming. You know, maybe, you know, other upgrades, other updates, more cars. I mean, it's going to be good. I mean, it'd be really, really good. I like the Corvette. It sounds really, I mean, it sounds really good. Woohoo! That was my fastest lap, the last lap, 4:06. Everything's so screwed up with the stuff, but at least I got to the, at least I made it to the finish, right? Like I said, fastest lap on the last lap, even though I got damage and probably tires were messed up and everything else. Hard to see if there's damage on the car, though. That's another thing. I mean, it'd be nice if they implement, you know, more road grime like ACC does. You know, how the cars get dirty and all that kind of stuff, which I'm, you know, it's just, again, more immersion. But I'm hoping that they, you know, implement stuff like that, you know, again, down the road. And just like, you know, make them custom liveries and things like that. There's a lot of things I'm hoping that they do. But they drive fine. I don't mind the driving part of it, you know. And again, you know, if I was doing a setup for it, I guarantee the car would drive way better. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I'm hoping the SA rating will be better this time. But yeah, I mean, compared to, you know, I want it to be as a serious sim as much as it can be. But, you know, obviously it's nice when the graphics are good and the sound is already good, but hopefully they'll just keep improving upon it, and they have been. Every time they come out with a pretty good update, it really helps. So I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for Studio 397, and they keep improving LMU and keep going that way. And of course, there's going to be more GT3 cars coming out, like I said, in a few months. That'll make it a lot more interesting. But they drive fine. And once we can start putting in our own setups, I'm sure they'll drive even better. Then you really can see who, as far as a car's the way his setup is, you can really push to how you want to drive. Right now, you really got to adjust your driving to what the car can do and can't do. So that's what's so tough, because there's a lot of things it can do and it can't do. See what the... Hope I went up a little bit. I gained 6 positions. How'd I go down? I think I lost more. I've gone the wrong way. I thought that was, of course I could have had a couple of wrecks weren't even my fault. Oh, yeah, it didn't go good, really. So our rank went up a little bit, and then all I did is drop it back down. That's the way it goes. I had race contact with, I guess, somebody else. Yeah, I think LMU listens pretty good, and gets feedback, and I really think that, they worked with James Baldwin on the McLaren to get the car to feel like the real McLaren Evo, so they worked on that, and he worked with them on that. So I know that they do listen to, the input and all that. I love ACC too, and I will always play ACC. But it's just disappointing that they just kind of just dropped it, and for people that have invested so much time into it, and it's just kind of like they're just letting it just die off, which to me is, I don't like that. And they don't let you know that anything's coming, or there is done, that they'll never do another update again, or if there's an update in a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I mean, there's no communication. I wish that it had more communication. Like iRacing and other racing sims, they tell you what's coming months in advance. ACC is like some big secret, and they don't tell you nothing. Now they have with Evo, they finally have come out with some things, I think, because everybody else is coming out with new stuff, and they're not. You don't hear a word. Finally, I think out of pressure, I think Kunos has basically started coming out with some Evo stuff, because of course it's supposed to be coming out the 16th of January. It's going to be early access. So, again, we'll see what it is here in a few weeks. We'll have another new sim, and we'll see how it drives compared to ACC, because it's a completely different physics engine, one that they designed themselves, so it's a whole new everything from the ground up. I mean, obviously the graphics look basically unbelievable, so the graphics, don't think there'll be an issue with that. That's one reason I probably need a new PC. But other than that, as far as the driving, it sounds like a lot of people like it, but I mean, we'll see how it is when it comes out. Yeah, I mean, again, there's idiots everywhere in these lower splits, and that's why I keep trying to get out, but it's like I'm in quicksand. I try to get out of it, but I keep getting caught in junk that's going on. And of course, I didn't even pick the Corvette. I wanted the BMW because it's just more stable platform. And then they decide to do, it threw me in the Corvette anyway, and which I don't understand why. And And plus, I think I'm a little faster in the BMW. For that reason, I can push it a little harder and not worry about wrecking. Where the Corvette, you're like on the razor's edge. Every little thing, you're about ready to wreck. So, I mean, again, I usually can do a better lap than that, you know, in the 404s. I think my best is a 403.9 in the BMW. So, but I mean, I can do, you know, race pace at 404s. So I think I'm about a second and a half faster in the BMW just because it's a stable platform. And this is, the Corvette is so edgy. And see, I'm going down. I mean, I went up big time earlier. I went up major in my driver rating, and then I went up a little bit. Now it's been going down. I mean, I'm going down all the time. So that's not the way I wanted to go. That's not good. Yeah, 13 wins, 1 win, 2 podiums, 5 top 5s, 1 fast lap, and 1 pole. 5 DNFs. That's not good. Got to do better than that. Yeah, I mean, they're not. It's going to be a single player for like 6 months or something. Evo is. That's what I heard too. They're not even going to have multiplayer for a long time. So I mean, it's taking up all of Kuno's resources. I hope it's what they want it to be. But I mean, it's just a shame because they have a proven winner in ACC. It's a proven winner of a sim, and it just kept doing some more updates and things to come out to improve it, adjust it, updates, and other DLCs. It would stay at the lead of the pack. But when you have something that everybody else is doing stuff and you're not doing anything, it's going to fall behind, and that's a shame because I think it's going to go down in history as a game changer because of look at all the sims now that have upped their game because of ACC. I mean, just look at all the massive amounts of time and all these other racing sims. And I think a lot of it is because of ACC. Is because it gets so much notoriety. Graphics, the sound, the racing is so epic. I mean, I've had so many good races on ACC I can't even count. Tight battles, battling it out. There's so many things that they could do to just refine it even more to make it even better. It would be awesome, but they don't. They just don't do it. So I hope you give me a like and subscribe. Again, I'd really appreciate it. I guess I'll call this an evening. I'm tired and you go get something to eat. And I hope y'all, again, I got my Discord. I'll put a link in there and in the description tonight sometime. And again, that's all free. And I sure hope you have a great new year. Wish everybody Happy New Year 2025. We really could use everybody in the whole world really could use a good new year. I sure hope it is one to everybody, and happy sim racing to everybody for the new year, and we'll catch you the next time.